Hi everybody, it's Maria, and I have a little review and a demo for a product that was sent to me by a company called Musfunny, and it is a 6-inch tongue drum. So I couldn't imagine how that would sound because I never had a tongue drum that small before, so I was very intrigued. And what's really cool is this is not an unboxing, but I'll just kind of let you relive a little of what happened. I was really impressed because the box was a nice thick cardboard box, and the first thing you see when you open it and open the wrapping, it's like a little present. You see this really colorful book, and it says, "This is a magical drum seal tongue," and it says music score. So by the way, the drum is alloy steel, or steel alloy steel. Anyway, so the first thing I saw was this, and I flipped it open, and I was very pleasantly surprised because it shows you the different tongue drum colors that this particular one comes in, but it shows you a little bit how to play it, how to get the best sound. And what I liked is it's a coloring book too, besides a song book. And there are lots of songs that you might know. And the familiar ones are the best ones to start with because you know how they're supposed to sound. And this way you'll know if you're making a mistake, and it'll help you as you go along your journey into learning how to play songs if that's your aim on the tongue drum. Some of you may know that I like to do improvisation, but it's fun to pick a tune here and there, you know? So especially if you have little kids around, they'll love some of these songs. But even for adults, it's fun to plunk away and say, oh, I played that song. And that kind of gives you like a stepping stone to making your own songs up. So I'm just showing you how cute this coloring book is. And there are a lot of songs. They didn't cheap out on this. It's quite thick, okay? So that's that, and later I'll maybe play a couple tunes from there. This is cute. This is as sweet, so I guess it's supposed to be sweet and maybe catered towards kids, but I have to be honest, I'm not a kid. I'm a kid at heart. But I think it's really a great little instrument, not just for kids. So this is the case. The case is a little silly, but I don't care. But I like this part. I've never seen this before. You could clip it anywhere. I just clipped it here so I wouldn't lose it. It's a case, not for pencils, but for your mallets. How cool is that? And this is, like, I never know how, what is this? I'm not really sure how you use this mallet holder. I'm perplexed. I guess it's like this, maybe. I don't know. I'll just keep it in here. So these are standard little mallets with the rubber top and the wooden stick. Okay. And then what I also liked was when you open the zipper, and there's two zippers, quite a nice thickness to the, I'll show you, quite a nice thickness to this. When you open it, you are met with this really cool piece of like microfiber or something, and it's to keep it nice, and when you're going to put fingerprints on it, so it's to keep it really nice and clean. So I really like that. You can never have too many of these things. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you get it. Very shiny, pretty metallic purplish color. There are other colors, as I said. They're labeled, the tongues, from 1 to 7, and then a small lowercase, what looks like an I or a 1 with a dot on the top, and that's actually octave. So it's really C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C. So this is in the key of C major, which if you want to just think about a piano or a keyboard, all the white keys on the piano or keyboard, that would be C major if you start on C. So you keep going, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and it keeps repeating. So as long as you keep doing that, that's the key of C major. So it's C major, or you can play some songs in A minor. Why that's important is if you play the Native American flute, you will notice that you get flutes that are the key of A minor. You don't hear it in C major, it's A minor, because it starts on A. So it's all the same tones, but starting on a different point in the scale. So C major is if you start with the C note from C, D, E, F, G, and keep going. A minor is if you take those same white keys, but start playing your tones from A. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And if you start with that, you're centering, your root is A minor. and it gives it a different feel, more of a sad feeling, a little melancholy. People talk about the minor keys. But this is C major, but if you play the Native American flute or another instrument in A minor, you can play along with this. So that's really nice too. All right, what else about it? It's got the nice rubber feet, which I can't really tell. I'm not near a table, and it's kind of awkward because my husband's working from home, so my kitchen is being utilized right now. But when it's on a table, the feet let it sit nicely. And what's nice about that is it doesn't make the metal go onto the table and scratch it or reduce some of the volume or the sound. So this is really nice, keeping it higher. Okay, you have the air then. Also, you can take the rubber part off and it gives you the different tone. Okay, they tell you a little bit about it. It may be a little louder because you're not muffling anything. Maybe there's longer sustain, more air. Okay, and what's nice for me, what I would like to do is I'd like to put a pickup in here. So you could take one of those inexpensive, or if you have a nice pickup, I also have a Myers pickup I might try, with a clip or a suction, and then you can amplify the tongue drum. That's a whole nother story. That's if you want to maybe add some effects or record it for a song. And you have other instruments, so you want the tongue drum to be as loud as the other instruments or not get drowned out by them. Or if you're in a noisy environment, you want to have just a more pure sound, you would amplify it. But for this video, I'm just going to show you the tongue drum itself. So I will do a little more playing later, but for now, I'm just going to put it on my lap. Hopefully you can see it. And I'm just going to play the tones so you can hear them, okay? Now some of them are not as loud as others, and it just has the nature of how the tongue was cut. But if you play around with it enough, you can get a good tone on each of the tongues. You just might have to play around with a little. So I noticed that the one, I could hit it pretty much. It's a wider tongue, so it's easy to find that sweet spot. But as the tones get smaller, the sweet spot gets smaller. So you just have to be a little careful with that. So the one is very nice. The two, still very clear, not a tanky sound. The three is very clear. Four is very clear. See, the five is okay. If I hit it with enough power and the right place, you can get it clear. Six as well. So I think you have to add a little more strength, a little more hit for the smaller looking tones because they're higher in pitch, and maybe you need to strike them a little harder and they'll be as pure then. And then seven would be, because they give you numbers, by the way, instead of the note names, they give you the numbers. So it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So 7 is your B, and then your high C. So that's the octave of this one. That's why it's a 1 with a dot. It's showing you it's the octave. They call it the treble in the book, but it's the octave. So, so that's a whole octave because you went through all the notes. So you can play a lot of tunes as long as they're within an octave of music and one. So you have, you have your C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then the start again of the next octave would be the C. That's what you have. So you might have to I noticed in the book when there weren't enough notes, instead of going up higher, they went lower, and you could do things like that, and it would still sound like the song. So now I'll just do a little demonstration without it being a song, and then I'll come back later and play the song. So we'll just do whatever feels good. This is what I like to do. Just so you can hear how I was trying to be a little louder because I heard a truck in the background. You can also hold it in your hand, play with the one mallet. You can actually take the back off and hold it like this. if you needed to. And as you learn to play it, and as I learn the different sizes of the tongues, I will less likely hit some of the outside of the tongue where it's not as pleasant sounding. You're going to hit, you're going to do that. That's not nice. You don't like it unless you want to play percussive and you want to add that. Then it's different if it's a choice. The middle, that's where sometimes there's a ding in the larger instruments. There's not a ding here. You might hit it. It's not, it's kind of picking up all the vibrations from all the other tongues and kind of giving you a mixture, a mush of sounds. So you might want to avoid that unless you're doing some kind of percussive. And then you might want to use it for ghost notes or such. Speaking of which, you can play this with your hands versus the mallets. I will warn you that it is much, much harder to play with your hands at first because of the size. And you really have to be precise. So it's going to be a different sound. So I'll just share with you, I'll take my brace off, I'll take my rings off, because you know what'll happen is the rings will hit the tongue and that will not be pleasing to the ear. I don't think I can get my wedding bands off, so I'll try to just avoid this. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Okay, so, and you can move it around. If you're not paying attention to the numbers, you don't have to worry about it. You can just move it around. So this is what it sounds like with hands. Okay, I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to put it so you could see, you know, a little up close, maybe put a different microphone so you could pick up the sound a little better. And maybe I'll play a couple songs from the book. So thanks for watching and thank you for sending this to me. Musfunny is the name of the company who makes this. I think they did a great job and I think the price point's really inexpensive. I'll put the link below my video. So, thanks for watching.